Trump spricht wieder Klartext mit den Europäern bei der UN. Ah, das war wirklich lustig. Das musst du dir angucken. Auf Englisch, ganz wichtig. That's right. Donald Trump spoke for 50 minutes at the UN, basically just dogging these motherfuckers into the ground. I mean, it was amazing. It's fantastic, right? It really, when you're surrounded by fucking morons, right? And that's politically here in Germany and in Europe, we are surrounded by utter morons. They have no idea what to do to fix the problems that most of them created, especially in Germany, right? I mean, the people that are running Germany now are basically the same fuckers that were running Germany 10 years ago when I got here. You know what I mean? And they have fucked this country up in those 10 years so badly that it's actually, you can actually see it. You know what I mean? I've lived in a lot of countries, and never have I lived in a country that I could watch go to shit so quickly in the time I was there. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It really is. Almost nothing functions here, right? Almost nothing. It's unreal. It kind of like hiccups around a little bit, you know, but really efficiency, grace, style, productivity, excellence, those are not any longer German things. You know what I mean? It's unreal. And Donald Trump is basically the only one telling the Europeans what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump knows what time it is. We all know what time it is. I know what time it is. You guys know what time it is. We all say it, except we have no political power. So we can't get these people to do anything to change course. But Donald Trump can, right? Donald Trump does have political power. And as much as they hate the guy, right? As much as they hate the guy, eventually they will have no choice, you know, but to kind of follow his course. Because the regular people all over the world, the one good thing about the situation we're in is that the regular people, the last moron in Germany, is starting to wake up to the fact that these people are either purposely ruining the country or they're just too stupid to know what to do, should never have been given political power, are completely incompetent. And it's either one of those two. Both are really bad, right? And people are waking up to that. People are no longer believing the state propaganda media either. You know what I mean? The only people watching that shit are people that are going to be dead in the next 10 years, right? So they're basically on their way out, okay? They're basically on their way out. And the only politicians in the country today that align with Donald Trump's way of thinking is the AfD. So Germany, again, my message to you, please, I live here too, okay? Please, please, get these fucking morons out of power and please follow reason, okay? Reason and common sense. That's Donald Trump's message. You know, and if you watch this speech, it's hilarious to see it. I love it. You know what I mean? I love it because it so hard puts the European politicians in their place, especially the Germans. If you saw our dude, What a Fool, that's the only reason I remember that guy's name, What a Fool, is because it sounds like what a fool, and he is a fool. And the only reason that I remember the name is because it sounds like what a fool. So What a Fool, you could see his face. It looked like it was melting off, right? He looks like he was gonna shit his pants right there in his chair when Donald Trump was talking. Because once again, Donald Trump doesn't care about these people's fucking little feelings, right? He's gonna tell them the truth, and they don't like to hear it. And you know that these people know that he's telling the truth, right? Because there's a difference between this time and the last time he was there talking to the Germans when they were talking about the dependency on Russian gas. They all were laughing and joking around. They're like, this guy's a moron. What a loser. He doesn't know shit. So they didn't take that seriously. This time, though, they were very, very unhappy with Donald Trump's speech. Just like they were unhappy with J.D. Vance's speech at the Munich Security Conference. When J.D. Vance told Europe, hey, Russia is not your problem. China is not your problem. You are your problem. Censorship, trying to ban political parties, arresting people for things they put on the internet. That's insanity, people. You guys got to stop that shit. That's crazy. And the Europeans hate it. They hate it. But like I've said in a couple of videos, guys, the only people fighting for Germany politically are the Americans, right? The German politicians aren't doing it. The European politicians aren't doing it. And we can say things until we're blue in the face, but it's not going to change anything. Only changing out these politicians is going to work. And when regular people see a guy like Donald Trump that they've been told by the propaganda media in this country to hate, see him talk, I mean, the people that have a brain go, damn, this dude is not fucking lying. Everything that the guy just said is completely true. And look, I'll translate for you guys real quick what he said in like 5 minutes instead of 50 minutes. And you can, like, if you don't want to watch the whole 50 minutes, you have trouble understanding Trump, or English is, too difficult to understand for that long, I'll basically translate it for you right now. He got up there and said, UN, bullshit. Klimawandel, bullshit. Immigration policy, bullshit. Energy policy, bullshit. Everything you people do is bullshit. That's what he said. It's all bullshit. Everything you guys do sucks. And I do everything better. That's Donald Trump. But he's not lying. You know what I'm saying? Right now, in America, things are looking very different than where they were when Biden was there. Again, I don't agree with everything Trump is doing, but I don't think anybody ever will with any politician. There will never be a perfect politician for everybody. That's never going to work. You know what I mean? That's never going to work. So, but he is cleaning up the streets in America, getting all the illegals out as much as he can, and I bet the Germans are looking over there going, God damn, if Trump can do that shit, why the hell can't we? Well, the reason why we can't is because you have incompetent morons at the top of the food chain running the show, right? That's why. That is the reason. Like I said, vote for the AfD. Give them a chance. They are the most aligned with Donald Trump. They think the most like Donald Trump. Most of those people are business people. Donald Trump is a business person. Most of those people can still see reality because they are not captured by the leftist woke ideology that is permeating all of Europe, right? We need to rot that shit out. It needs to go. It's a dangerous, manipulative, insane ideology that is being supported by propaganda media, brainwashing the people of the country. So, don't watch that shit. Listen to what Trump is saying, right? He basically just exploded all the policies that these people think are good and said, no, it's all bullshit. Climate change, hoax. Total bullshit. None of the shit that any of the predictions made ever came true, which is true. When I was in school, I remember they thought there were only 9 planets. Remember? I mean, if you were in school when I was in school, I'm almost 50. They thought there were only 9 planets, right? They thought there was going to be an ice age. They thought there was going to be a Sahara age. They thought there was going to be... they predicted so much crazy shit. And not one fucking thing came true. Not one. And we're trying to fucking rearrange our whole society's lives, way of making money, in order to accommodate some sort of theory that a computer spits out when it's being inputted with information that is skewed and not accurate. And everybody's going, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. We don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds right. So let's fuck our whole lives up, make ourselves poorer, and go completely insane to fix something that might not even be a problem. And honestly, if it was a problem, the only way to fix it would be that China, America, all of the bigger countries putting out all of the CO2 would join ranks with Germany's crazy idea. Then maybe they'd be able to fix it. But since they're not going to do that, Germany alone cannot fix the problem. And so why kill us in order to make the problem go away? That's crazy. And I know that the reaction of the Europeans is going to be the same as it always is. They're going to be beleidigt, and they're going to have their dick stepped on. They're like, oh, that fucking Donald Trump, that fucking bastard, that fucking evil Donald Trump, racist, fascist motherfucker. How did he get back? That's what they're going to do. They're like spoiled little kids, right? They really are. And that's how Donald Trump treats them. And they should be treated like that. That's how I would treat them. If I ever got to meet any of these people, Friedrich Merz or Lars Klingbeil, the Chancellor, I would just laugh in their face. Why would I have to justify myself or explain anything to these fucking people? You know, fuck you. Fuck you. You've got nothing on me, dude. Fuck you. A fucking retarded monkey could do a better job running the country than these fucking people. I guarantee it. They're utter morons. And Donald Trump basically just said it to their face. And that's what I love about Donald Trump. You know, I know Europeans are sensitive and they're like, oh, but you can't talk like that. That's not presidential. And look, the time for blah, blah, beating around the bush and worrying about each other's feelings and, you know, stroking each other with these little fucking woo-woo mittens and shit, whatever the CDU was doing back then. You know, that shit is over. We're in a serious problem. It's a serious problem. Right? And it's a problem not created by the people. It's a problem created by these morons. And so it's a serious problem. And Trump sees it. We all see it. Just the politicians don't want to see it, but they know he's right. They know he's right because you saw what a fool's face getting ready to melt off his head. He couldn't believe it. They can't believe it. You know, that's the thing. They are so not used to being told to their face what losers they are and how stupid their fucking policies are, that it like shocks them to the core when somebody gets up there and tells them that, right? And that's why they hate Donald Trump. They hate him because he's right and he's making them look stupid to their own people. It's good for us though, because the more people see that and go, wait a minute, that dude's right. What the fuck are these people doing? The better off we are. So listen, guys, listen. Go watch it. I guarantee you'll laugh. It's hilarious. Especially when the camera pans around the room and shows the Europeans. Oh, they're so mad. They're so mad. They want to kill Donald Trump. They do. They really do. But they're not going to be able to. Matter of fact, they're going to pretty much have to do what he says. Because what I hope is that Donald Trump... See, usually when Donald Trump says stuff like this, it's like a pre-warning. It's like, all right, I'm saying it now. But if you guys don't do anything with it, then I'm going to put the screws to y'all fuckers. Which he already is doing in the trade deal, right? The toll deal, the fucking the tariff deal, right? That deal has not gone through yet. I know Ursula von der Leyen came out, whoa, the fucking awesome 15% trade deal we have with the states, it's great. But it hasn't gone into effect yet. The reason why is because the Trump administration wants to stop Europe with their Digital Services Act and all their crazy censorship regime. And if they don't, then this deal is not going to work. And that's stalling the deal. Because, of course, the Europeans know that if they can't censor and they can't shut down misinformation, they know, these establishment people know they're going to lose every election from here on out. The only way they can win is by lying to people who still believe they're BS. And that number is decreasing greatly. And we all know it. Now, there might be a lot of pain in between now and then. I hope not, but it's possible. We all see the support for the establishment parties all over the Western world is falling to the ground. And the reason for this is because they no longer control the narrative. They can't, with the internet and social media, they can't control the story anymore. And that was the only way they could win before. They were the reason why these politicians all over the world, including America, has gotten away with so much insanity is because of mainstream, and in Germany's case, state-sponsored propaganda media. That's the only way. Because their lies were amplified, they were made to look like reality by the media, and the people just bought into it. Now, those days are over. There is no way, other than censorship, to get that genie back in the bottle for them. There just isn't. And so that's why Europe is going to have a real hard time letting this Digital Services Act BS go. Because they know if we do that, we're going to be out of power. And forever. You know what I mean? They know it. So I hope Donald Trump puts the fucking screws to him hardcore. Right? This was a warning. The UN conference and his speech at the UN was a warning. Right? He even made fun of their shit, like, oh, the escalator doesn't work, the teleprompter doesn't work. It's all shit. That's all I get? That's all I get. The UN is useless. Donald Trump should pull out of the UN. He should say, America's going to stop funding that shit and get that shit out of New York City. Adios. I think he can. I'm not sure legally how it would work, but I'm pretty sure he can do it. If I was Trump, I would pull out of that shit right now. No more money. No more sitting around in New York talking shit to each other, because that's all they do. They just sit there and blah, 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 but they don't really do anything. They haven't stopped one war. All they've done is make problems instead of fixing problems. It's a completely useless organization where we send the likes of Annalena Baerbock to go and waste our tax money talking her stupid green bullshit in the UN. It should be abolished. And I think Trump might make that happen. Unless these politicians get their head out of their ass and start fucking doing something about the problems that they created. So remember, for any politicians that might be watching this, I don't think there are going to be, but, you know, maybe one of you guys has like an in to a politician. Fucking send it to him. Because what Donald Trump is doing is he is warning the Europeans that, hey, your countries are going to shit. We are not going to stand by and let that happen. So either get your shit together, or we'll get it together for you. And I hope that's the way it's going to go. I hope that the politicians are going to get their shit together, but I know they're not going to. Right? They never will. They're like the Democrats, right? The Democrats in America, if Donald Trump says eating shit is really bad for you, all the Democrats will start eating shit. Because Donald Trump said it was bad. So it must be good. Right? That's the way it is. That's the way they are. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And that's what the European politicians are like. They're like spoiled, overgrown children. That's the problem. They're spoiled, overgrown kids. They're adolescents forever. And so they're gonna do on purpose the opposite of what Donald Trump says, because, well, we can't have Donald Trump telling us what to do. Donald Trump can't be right because he's Hitler. These people are never gonna learn until they get hit in the face by reality. And I hope reality comes in the form of Donald Trump. Okay? I really do, because that's the fastest way to it. If we let these people continue on and wait until they get hit by real reality, boy, we might be in a world of trouble by the time that comes. Because these motherfuckers try to dodge reality at every fucking chance they get. They pretend all day, every day. They're like LARPers, right? Live action role playing in life. You know? They keep thinking they get a new life every time they die. But that's just video games. So, I really think you guys go watch the speech. It's fucking hilarious. It'll give you a little bit of a lightened feeling. It's also good to know that, well, I mean, I guess it's not good to know, but it's interesting to realize that in a world of craziness, the voice of reason is Donald Trump. The host of The Apprentice is now president of America for the second time. Just think about that, right? It's insane, actually. But it's insane in a good way. You know what I mean? It really is. So watch the speech, think about it, and realize the people of this country, and I'm talking about Germany right now, but all of these countries in Europe, y'all have to do something, right? And again, before it gets to the point where violence will be the only answer, right? And that point is coming if we don't do something now. Use the democratic system, what's left of it. Use what's left of this democratic system. And it's not much, but voting is still there. You can still vote for the AFD, right? Just do it. As a matter of fact, do it in a way that gives them full power. Make sure they're over 50%. I know it's a tall order, people, but give them sole power, right? The reason why is our establishment politicians are going to do everything they can if they're in a government with the AFD to thwart the AFD. And that's not going to help us at all. That's going to worsen the situation. We already know these people do not want to better the situation. We all know these people are not capable of making the situation better. So stop voting for them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Remember, they work for you. At least that's the way it's supposed to be, right? I know that's not the way it is in reality, but that's the way it's supposed to be. They work for you. So stop letting them get away with all this nonsense. Stop. It's insanity. It's insanity. So there you go. Donald Trump tells these motherfuckers what's up once again, and that's how it should be. People, give it a watch. Have a good laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.